What music have I been using for your guys' theme? I guess we can keep going with East of Tunisia. I like that.
That'll do.
I mean, you guys are in, like, you are the group that is the furthest east in the world. I think, so far, actually, you are, the Scholars is the group that has traveled the furthest east in Ilderon. So, welcome to the Far East.
I'm with it.
Alright, we are getting started tonight. Welcome, everybody who is tuning in and watching. This is the Ilderon Tales, the Scholars, Saga 1, Episode 12 of their campaign. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight, and everything you're going to see is live storytelling and live roleplay. Nothing is scripted, and the story can evolve in any direction, and we will see, presumably, and hopefully the direction it goes is south. But we'll figure that out as we go on tonight. If you're under the age of 14 and you are watching this, consult your parents because you're going to see content that is inappropriate for you. Maybe giant fish eating people, which I presume is not suitable for children. Well, nope, it's in the Bible, so never mind. But still, talk to your parents. The other thing I need to go over... Oh yeah, we're playing in a homebrewed world. It is the world of Ilderon. If you look right here, this is how it's spelled. There is a website, there is a wiki. You can read about the setting. It's a really cool setting with lots of cool stuff happening in it. And it's wild and big, and you're on episode 12 of this series, so I'm not going to jump into any brief descriptions of Ilderon. Finally, if you are joining this and you're trying to contact me, please don't type in the YouTube chat during the campaign. It's really hard for me to read that, and I pretty much never go through and read it. But if you look in the link of this video, there's a link to our Discord, and I'm always reachable on Discord, and then also you can chat with the players as the session's going on. If you click that link, there's a live campaign channel. It's right here, and you can type in it, and if you type in that, it will show up on the stream while we are streaming, and that actually goes through my broadcaster, and it's a lot easier for me to see that content. Alright, let's do the recap, and then we'll see where you guys are headed. Last session started off on the 26th of Noble. The party was on the island of Coven, in the city of Coven. They were waiting to get their new orders from their next advisor. While they were waiting, Kayeth went out and talked to the harbor master, the former harbor master from Kytelis Falls, who's been relocated to the island of Coven, and asked him to do some contracted work for Kayeth. After some negotiations, he agreed. I believe the price you settled on was 5 gold a day, and he was working part-time until the operations took off. And I'll have to get the details of the exact amount of gold you left him. I remember you left him the supplies to make another healing potion. 300 gold. I believe that was it, right?
Yep, and
Okay.
15% of the profits, and also components for 4 healing potions.
Okay, and 4 healing potions. It's a recap, and it's a note-taking session. Okay, so with Scale and Kalinar added to Kayeth's employ, the party was eventually contacted by Anaralis. Anaralis was contacted by Simmer, who, by the way, I told you guys I would add her to roll 20. I'm pretty sure I did that. Okay, I didn't do that, but I made her a portrait, so I will do that while you guys are role-playing tonight. And I'll get that uploaded. Anyway, she has a character card now.
Remember,
Simmer.
she's red.
Yeah, Simmer is the party's newest advisor, After specifically requesting a change of advisor and for it not to be Anna Raylis, the party was put into the employ and trust of Simmer. Simmer informed the party that their job was taking place in Low Lakes, and she will help devise a plan to handle the region, but she has no idea what's going on there, and they are on a reconnaissance effort. Going into the town, or the city of Misthaven, the party was to head south to Zewatekis. While passing through Zewatekis, stop off at a nearby discovered rune site, pick up a couple magical items for Simmer as she collects and sells them, and then head on down to Lothrone and see what's going on with the Warforge and what's going on with the Shield Hand in the region. After some negotiations on getting a larger cut of the items that the party was planning to procure for Simmer, the party accepted their mission and their side mission and took some time to get ready for their trip. After spending the night inside of Coven, the party went and talked to Trox and were teleported to the Jaridel Monastery inside of Misthaven. While in the Jaridel Monastery, the party could see the effects of unrest taking place in the region. The wars on Galkin are applying a lot of pressure to Low Lakes to get involved or just harbor lots of refugees. And people aren't very happy with their Assetar of the Miss Yandar, Leanna Colleen. And some people in this region would know her, so I'm going to show her portrait to everybody. And some people might not know her, but she's the current Assetar. The people of the Miss Yandar are calling out to the gods for the Ascendancy trials to begin and to give them the option of picking a new leader. That said, the party navigated towards the docks into the Zewa Lake, or the docks that are on the Zewa Lake, to go to Zewatekis. They are currently looking for somebody to take them southwards, as it would be a much quicker journey. And I was so productive between your guys' sessions, I put together a travel document so I don't have to sit and do math on stream. All I have to do now is type in the method of travel you guys are taking, and then the distance of travel, and then we are set. Alright, so it is currently the 27th of Noble. The party is inside of the city of Misthaven. You are at the docks looking for various people to take you across. You can see, while there are many riverboats here and different vessels, all of them are brought into port. Some of them are on land. Some of the longer, rowing vessels are also on land, tipped upside down, and everything is tied down. A lake that you would expect to be filled with fishing boats is instead empty. Almost, and let's go with some more appropriate music for this. It's almost an eerie emptiness to it. As far as boats that have sails still up and are positioned to go into the waters of the lake, you are only going to see two people working these vessels. You're going to see two crews working. You're going to see two crews working two different vessels. Otherwise, nobody's willing to brave the lake at this time, as the calls for the Ascendancy trial are happening.
Well, that's not good.
You said the boats are tied down. Nyoka's gonna eye Wilbur and go, we want to take her own?
What? These are all like fishing boats, right? Like how big are these boats? These ships? What are they?
This is kind of like a harder one to say. Ziwak is a huge lake. It is a lake, but it's a lake the size of a sea. So these are, while they are lake boats, they're more like vessels for shallow seas.
Okay.
They're sailing ships. Yeah.
So these are not like little dinky rowboats or nothing. These are.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: how many masts do they have?
How many masts do they have?
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 masts. I researched this.
I wanted to get him with that one. Dang it. He's gonna look them up and be like, it's gonna take more than us to crew these. Especially if there's a giant fish. We don't want to be caught with. We don't want to be caught unprepared. And I'm not familiar with these waters, so I think that's too great a risk for having to deal with ancient lake monsters or whatever is out there.
I agree. I think the benefits of having local knowledge to help guide us through is more advantageous than saving a few coin on the passage.
Yes. Well, on that note, I don't really see anybody yet. Well, I don't see nearly as many people as I would like. Doc should be busy.
Well, we can at least talk to those 2 boats and see what they know. By we, I mean you. Isn't the sea thing your gig?
Yeah, you could call it my gig. Livelihood, yeah.
Nyoka's going
Excellent.
to kind of say, I'll be back. And I'm going to kind of see if there's anything I can pilfer.
You're trying to pickpocket a boat?
If there's no one around except for 2 crews, there has to be something of value that... Like, I'm going to look, but I'm not going to, look hard, and be suspicious.
Okay.
I'm just going to be walking around, looking around, see if I can make something. What would you like me to roll?
I rolled a percentage check for, what a value would be around. You can roll me a perception check for Nyoka of just what he sees passively looking around. If he wants to look under some of these tarps and blankets and specifically on these vessels,
that's the idea, but I don't want to be
yeah, so
obvious, just kind of look under, type thing.
Yeah, in that case I would say it would be an investigation check. And I'll allow you to pair it with a stealth check of just how subtly Nyoka can do this.
So, roll a stealth check.
Yeah.
Well, okay, not very subtle.
And I will answer that in a second. I'm going to come back to Nyoka. I didn't want to interrupt the
That's fine.
Party's role play.
I want to approach the larger vessel of the 2, if there is one, or the one that seems most occupied.
Okay.
And I'm going to call out from below, ahoy!
Going up to this vessel. Let's see. There's going to be a man who stops you on the docks as you approach, and he's going to say, "Are you looking to sail? We can use able bodies." And before he can get any more words off, man's going to peek his head over the side, and he's going to. And you see a charming young human-esque looking figure, and he's going to look down and say, "Oh, ahoy down there! You looking for passage across the lake?"
I need to speak to your captain or first mate. I have bodies that need to be hauled across this fine lake of yours.
He's going to nod and say, "Well, I'm not the captain of this vessel, but I did. I am currently using it. It's been lent to me. Me and my crew were going to attempt the trial of waves. When the storms come, we'll be ready."
Now, okay. So what you're telling me is you are a captain? Are you familiar with? Have you sailed a ship before? I'm kind of confused.
He's going to nod he's gonna laugh and say, "I'm from the Storm Yondar. Don't do much sailing, but we've got a crew of able individuals here. Suppose you can call myself captain."
Aha. Okay. Well, yes, we do. We need to get across this lake in quick fashion. It's me and I'm going to gesture to everybody else. How many of us? 5 or 6? 5 or 6 of us?
I think there's 7. Yeah,
7 of us. I have 7. If you're needing able-bodied men, I was born in a boat. I just came from I'm fresh out of the clutch.
Headed to see Watekus?
Yes? Question mark?
I suppose as we drift along the tides, we could drop you off there. Won't charge you anything, but if a fight breaks out, he's going to lean down on the railing, and his face kind of narrows.
If it's security you're looking for in exchange for passage, then I call it a good deal. But now there's something I don't mean to be presumptuous, but you bring that up, and you said something about a trial of some kind?
Trial of waves.
Trial of waves. Now, you wouldn't be expecting to get into any kind of scuffle while in transit, would you?
He's going to say, "Talakan hasn't shown its face in nearly 2 decades. But if it needs to be appeased, however we can do that, we'll attempt to do it."
I see. Well, now we're exchanging services for safe passage. Just to be clear, we're not looking to get involved in anything that isn't our business. Just to be clear.
He's going to nod and say, "Look, if we make it to the other side, you're safe. I'll drop you off. That'll be the end of our travels. If something happens out there on the tides, well, if the boat goes down, it's Talakan's will."
Huh. I'm going to look to the rest. And I'm going to say, kind of quietly, what do you think?
Sounds reasonable to me.
Fair enough. Well, all right, Captain. Looks like you got a deal.
Did you have something, Anasaya?
Well, I was just gonna say, it doesn't make much difference to me one way or the other. If the ship sinks, it's gonna sink. So.
It's something we can actively avoid, but anyway.
Brom just looks at
True.
Brom looks at Kyath and says, "I hope you can swim."
Can swim better than you can. Kyath will wink.
Where's that lizard man at?
Oh,
Ioka?
Port Art now.
Always. Alright. Alright!
Where art thou, fair Nyoka?
Y'all heard? Well, I'm sure they heard all of that. Wasn't exactly being subtle about that conversation.
Yeah.
Captain, when can we leave?
He's going to let's roll a die. Actually, here's how we'll do this. Somebody else roll me the dice I'm going to ask for in 1 second. To the weather table. Weather is on page 109. Alright, somebody roll me a d20, another person roll me a second d20, and a third person roll me a third and final d20.
And then Anasaya make it a sunshiny day.
Do I have that spell?
No, probably not. It's probably a higher level spell. But I can.
Are you thinking it's probably higher level?
Alright, and one more person roll me a d20.
I guess I can do it.
Alright, I got it.
Oh, excuse me.
Let's see.
Well, but I rolled it.
Oh, apologies.
Alright.
Oh.
There is no wind, and it is much colder here on the docks than it normally should be for this season. At which point, Enzov is going to speak up and say, "Well, we're going to be at the mercy of the currents, which means we'll be at the mercy of Talakan. I was hoping to wait until the wind so we could guide ourselves to the center of the lake, but we can leave whenever you're ready."
We're here, we're ready.
How long do you expect the trip to take?
I knew you were going to ask this. That's what I was doing. Okay, give me 1 second to just see the distance to Lacus.
Do we have a...
Or Ziwatekis. Do we have a map?
Yeah.
We
I
do
seem to
have
remember
a
we had a map.
Let's see. Load. Storage. Yeah, players, you guys were given a map from, what's-her-face.
Who? Brom's gonna say, do we have a map? Can I see a map?
I don't think I have it.
Alright, someone cough it up.
It was in a scroll case, and it was given to somebody. Whoever went to the quartermaster gave it to you, your group. I don't know who added it to their inventory.
It's either... at this point, I'm assuming it's either Nyoka or Azure that have it.
No, it's actually Wilbert. Wilbert.
Oh,
Okay.
I have the fucking map. Okay, well that.
Who's got the map? Oh, that's
Let
on
me
you.
add that to my inventory.
Drinking just
Do
a
we
little bit.
do we have an actual map though
Yeah.
that we can see?
Of course,
Oh,
I have the map on the navigator. Man,
Yeah, hold on.
I'm a block.
I'm sorry. I never moved you guys to Misthaven. So we're at
Okay.
Misthaven. But yeah, I'll move you guys. Do you guys want Misthaven so you can
okay.
see that little map there, or do you want me to move you back to the big map?
That'll do. This will do.
Okay.
It's good.
All right, so it's 58 miles, and I can share my screen with you guys if you want, and I can show you exactly what we're doing. And 58. All right. He'll say it'll be about if we drift there, it'll be about a day.
Is that faster than riding? That's an internal question.
Faster than riding? Let's look. Horses. Horse.
I thought you said it would be like a day last
Riding.
session.
Yeah. It is going to be if you ride, it's going to be about the same time. The difference with riding would be, I guess, like horses, and then if anything happens on the way. But yeah, you're looking about the equivalency of riding for a sailing ship. Now you can get a faster ship than this. This is the biggest ship, so this is going to be the slowest ship in the harbor, but it's the most well staffed. You can.
So there's a second ship, right?
There is a second ship. It's smaller, but there's less people. There's less people manning it.
Do you think that ship would be faster, Wilbert?
Faster, yes, but if we run into trouble, I would rather have more hands than not.
Fair enough.
Sounds
Sounds reasonable to me.
Big ships are how do I put this? They do better in bad weather.
I'll defer to your wisdom.
Wisdom. Alright. Nobody accused me of that before.
Well, your experience then.
So we're in the doldrums is basically the problem. No wind, no current.
A day is the same as it would take us on horses, and this way we don't have to buy any horses, and it sounds like there's risk either way. And this way we just get to sit back and watch the ocean go by, hopefully.
Probably not. But no, this is free, which is, well, you know what they say about free.
It's good.
I don't know, something about looking gift horses in the mouth, but that's...
Or you get what you pay for.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
Let's get Nayoka and go.
alright, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and board then.
And board?
Yeah, board if I can.
All right. As soon as you get on deck, they all pull out swords. They're pirates. You've been had.
Haha, I'm a pirate. You've been had.
I'm kidding. All right.
I pull out my gun. You've brought swords to a gunfight, friends.
Can Kai see Nayoka? If he can, he'll cast message and tell him to get over here.
Yeah, you're going to see Nayoka. I'll explain it in 1 minute what's going on with Nayoka. But Wesley, Willow and I have been watching through The Mandalorian, and just like the first scene where he's surrounded by 4 stormtroopers, and it's like, we've got you 4-1. I like those odds. Go ahead. Okay.
I'm just,
Alright, so for Nayoka, you are going through each of these boats, just seeing what you can get into. And let's see. You're seeing what you can get into, and anyone who is much of anyone, it has taken all of their stuff off of their boats when they bring them in for the harbor. Anything valuable, any gear, anything that can be lifted off of the ship you is pretty much has been removed as you're like poking through one of these. You're going to find a long vessel. It's almost like a war canoe of sorts. It is turned upside down on the shore, and there is a quilted tarp thrown over it, and as you lift it up as you lift up the tarp and you bend underneath the canoe and you peek in, you can see chained to one of the seats, there is a small tackle box or chest of sorts. It is like sitting on a post inside of here. It's probably large enough to maybe I'm trying to think of a way to describe like this. If you have like a D&D book, it's about the size of a D&D book, maybe 10 inches by like 13 inches. And it is, as far as height goes, it's probably about 8 to 9 inches deep. If you knock at it, if you knock at it, it's fastened there. You can't hear much of anything inside of it, but it feels like there's stuff inside of it, but whatever's in it is secure. It's at this point, though, as you're like going through these, Kaya, you're going to look and you're going to see like Nyoka hunched over, underneath like this cloth, his tail like wagging at whatever he's found.
I actually look like Dean Doolin, so you just see Dean Doolin's butt.
Oh yeah, there we go.
What about your
20 feet away?
I'll roll a percentage die. Yeah, he's about 75 feet away from you.
Cardiff will cast message and just say, Nyoka, we're leaving. Come on. And what are you doing?
Did I hit my head when he cast that? Like, it surprised me.
You know what? I'll roll you another percentage die. Yep. Nyoka, it's like, oh wow, what is? Whoa, Kaya. Yes, Nyoka bumps his head. However, the war canoe is secure on the shore, so it's not gonna like fall or hurt you or anything.
So on the tackle box, can I pick the lock real fast? And is it locked?
It's
chained, but is it locked?
Hold on. Let me. All right.
Or can I just open the lid and see what's inside?
Yeah, there's a lay post, right, and then it is pressed against the post, and it is pressed against the post upside down in the canoe, and then I'm gonna do these in gray. It is chained, so you can't really tell if it's locked. You can't really tell if it's locked because you can't open it, if that makes sense. Like it's fastened there.
So, like,
yeah, if you want to see what's inside of here, you have to undo the chains.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay.
How fast would I do that?
Go ahead and roll me a... Do you have Thieves' Tools on you?
I do.
Go ahead and roll me a Thieves' Tools check. Trying to undo the bindings on this chain. You're going to be able to get one of the links unfastened. that was secured together, just kind of keeping this chain wrap all taut. At which point, as soon as they come off, you're able to grab the chest. Opening the chest, you are rather grabbing the chest. When you open it, there's going to be various papers inside of it and a sturdy book in the bottom of it.
Just papers and a book, is that it?
Yes, just on your tertiary glance.
I'm going to leave.
If it's worth anything to Nyoka, this is a very nice, dark, almost like ebony mahogany type wood. The chest is made from. It's waterproof.
In my bag of holding is,
Are there knives inside?
That would be a question for Nyoka, but also Nyoka doesn't see any.
Can I keep the chest if I put it in the bag of holding?
Yeah, it's it's easy to carry. Oh well, right. I don't know if I'm gonna say it fits through the hole in the bag of holding. It's like bag of holding can stretch to like 2 feet wide, I think. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you shouldn't have any issue fitting it in the bag of holding.
I'm sorry, my headset messed up. Say that again, Brandon.
You shouldn't have a issue fitting it in the bag of holding. I'm gonna double check how big the bag of holding can open to.
Yeah, 8 by 10. If you can fit a human being or a person in there, you should be able to fit that chest in there.
So okay, I'll throw the chest in the bag of holding and kind of walk away, so to speak, whistling like I'm not suspicious at all.
Yeah. Doing the suspicious whistle?
Yeah, 2 feet in diameter, so it is easy to slip it into there. All right, Nyoka, you rejoined the party. Getting onto the vessel. I'm pretty sure I made a thing for sailing. I did not make a thing for sailing. All right. You are going to be led to the vessel the party has chosen. I didn't name this thing.
Oh no!
I'm open to names real quick. If not, I'm going to come up with one for it. Every sea ship needs a name.
The Grey Gull.
The Grey Gull.
Bluegill. Yeah.
Sure.
Or blue. Yeah, Grey Gull's fine.
All right, I'm cool with the Grey Gull. All right, so you guys are going to get onto this vessel. You are going to give me one quick second. I'm going to close my window. People like letting me know they have very fast cars. I got it. Oh, thank you. All right. You're going to get onto the vessel, and you're going to notice a hodgepodge of crew members. Pretty much anybody from what looks like mercenaries to what looks like the believers from the Jarideth Monastery to ordinary townspeople are all making up this crew. There's about 20 other people on board, and I think you guys should make up the last of the passenger space on this vessel. Sailing ship, crew of 20, passengers of 20. Let's see how many more passengers they would have. All right, so there's 8 others other than you guys, so there's a little bit of space. As you guys climb on to the ship, you settle into your various places. You are going to, or rather, at that point, Anzov is going to introduce himself to the rest of the party who didn't get a chance to talk to them. He's going to say, "All right, I'll be brief. My name's Anzov. You don't need my backstory or where I come from or why I want to complete the Ascendancy trial. All you need to know is that anybody can, and you're all part of my expedition. If we're successful and we get to Locken's favor, we'll be coming back to a very different Misthaven. Those of you who are joining me, I will like the names of our new kin in this expedition. He looks not to Wilbert, but next to Wilbert, as I believe it was Kayeth standing next to him.
Kayeth Dolson, a merchant of the Ruby Alliance at your service. I know some small magics.
Right. Azure, I guess, will speak up next, and Azure is going to look a little bit concerned, I guess, at this, and say, as long as we get there by the end of the day, it doesn't really much matter who I am. Just call me Azure. And he's going to look to Nyoka next.
Naoka just blinks at him. Doesn't say anything.
All right. At which point he looks to Lex, Brom, and Isaiah, and say, "And you three."
You can call me Anaziah, and I just nod my head a little bit.
I'm Lex.
I'm Brom.
All right. At that, he's going to nod and say, "You never know. You can never be too safe on who you're traveling with. If any one of you harbor a dagger for me that somebody paid you to bring, we can fight now and open and upfront about it."
I mean,
Want to buy a dagger?
I don't think anybody stole anything.
I've already explained to you that we're just trying to get across the lake. We don't want any part of none of these trials or whatever.
He's going to nod and say, "Oh, yeah, but people who seek to control our leadership may hide assassins in the ranks of aspirants attempting the trials."
Well,
Nahoka's going
You
to
find that just
to Kyrith, and he's going to ask, "Does he want my dagger or something?"
no. Do you find that asking assassins to reveal themselves works very often?
He's gonna nod and say, "Well, thing is, if one of you here are planning to try and kill me, I'd just rather it happen here on shore, and we don't waste everybody's time on the expedition into the middle of the ocean."
So it's
Why
a new
would we
strategy
do that?
hasn't
It's
worked in the
easier to
past.
dump your body.
anyway, this is a pointless
That's
conversation.
not making it any better.
We've got a lot of ground to cover, and we don't have much time.
He's going to call back and say, "Lizzie, go ahead and cut the lines." At which point, you're going to see from the perch where lay sailing, where the not stern, the steering wheel ship thing.
The helm?
Yeah, there we go. The helm. Every
Logistics.
time, I just want you guys to know, every time I do like nautical stuff, I have to research it a lot because there's zero chance I remember any of these terms, and I didn't look up any of the terms. I spent all of my...
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say boaty things on the left and boaty things on the right.
Is Azure there, or does he try to leap on the
Yes,
ship?
Azure is there.
Great.
Hey, welcome,
Yay.
Steve, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. So let's see. I'm going to move us over to here. This was where I was going to set up a travel page if we needed it. And let me upload some files. Actually, while I set this up, I'm going to just tell you guys what you see, and I'm going to move you guys back to the map channel real quick. All right, so from the helm, a lizard folk is going to walk to the or walk down or climb down the ladder, and is going to start on tying the bindings that are keeping the ship close to the pier. He snickers at one of what looks to be like the townfolk. And the townfolk's going to start pulling up the makeshift anchor that has had them, that has helped them stabilize next to these docks. At which point, immediately, you guys are going to feel like the ship's been kind of pulling at the docks. Immediately, you're going to feel it start drifting away slowly from the docks. Picking up just a little bit enough of a speed, rocking back and forth on the waves as it gets pulled engine out and out and out. And once it gets a little bit further out, the currents kind of just take the ship. Wesley, you were going to say something?
Yeah, while we're casting off, I kind of want Wilbur to kind of pace the deck and kind of observe the crew and kind of look at the ship. I want to get an idea of like what state this vessel is in, like how comfortable does the crew seem, doing what they're doing, or am I getting kind of like a hard like this is this a seasoned crew, or is this ship well taken care of? What did we get ourselves into here, basically?
Okay, go ahead and give me a investigation check of just asking questions and observing, or I'll allow it as an insight check if you don't want to interact with anybody.
Well, I'm gonna more just observe, but I'll still do that investigation. Do you think I can get it for advantage since I'm kind of super familiar with this stuff?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Here we go. Double nat ones.
It's happened before.
There's one nat one. There's.
Wait, is that two nat ones?
Yeah.
You called it. You got to
Nice.
stop wishing for your
Oh,
best, my
you can't. You couldn't have asked for that.
I did ask for
You
it.
did ask for it.
No, I mean
literally
like
asked for it.
more than once is what I'm saying.
That's beautiful.
I love
feel-
that so much.
I don't.
Wesley, just for my entertainment, could you roll one more time and see if we get a third nat one?
Is it gonna count?
No, it's not going to count.
Then no.
I have a friend, when he dungeon masters at his house, he has a homebrewed rule that I think is just like horrific. But it's if you ever roll 3 nat ones in a row, no matter what your character's doing, they die. Like if they're just talking and it's like 3 nat ones, they have a heart attack. And
That's quality.
it's literally the worst of just like you're doing this and your character's just dead.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So, looking at this crew, trying to get a bead on them, like you're unable to tell, as it's just such an eerie feeling going out into this lake, and like as you start inspecting them, the moment you do of just like, do they know what they're doing? The whole ship just jerks forward, almost as if it is caught in, almost as if the sails are being pushed and causing the ship to glide through the water and through the current. You guys pick up speed.
Oh wow.
And I mean, I'm gonna say that's probably the reason. Like, wait a sec, do they know? Oh God, ships don't do that.
So
Is this normal, Wilbert?
no, don't know, Chief. Captain?
What do you mean you don't
Yeah,
know?
as the ship jerks forward through the water, Anzov is going to grab a hold of the railing and say, "If it's Talakan's will, we'll see." He's got a big smile
my
on his
God.
face.
All right, I'm going.
What's Talokan? Can I do a history check?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I take a
You can
wild
also,
guess out of
ask him.
character?
I want to be
Go for
looking
it.
off into the distance and seeing if there's anything I can notice instead.
Isn't that like a sea god? Like,
Is it a sea god? Based off of one, yes.
oh, okay.
So is Kaya?
My character doesn't know that.
Yeah, Kaya is using a history check and using the psionic die to make that an 11. Am I reading that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, at 11, you are going to know that all of the Low Lakes one is a remnant of kayak culture. All of the Kayan societies, there are certain things that there were trials back in the day that determined who was the emperor. Those ascendancy trials have remained, and there are divine deific symbols left in the world that determines who leads the tribe, who becomes the Asatar. You can assume that Talakan is either the remnant or one of these divine symbols. And it's easy, I guess it's easy for Kaya to associate it with that giant fish that you saw, although I don't think they ever gave you the name of what that stormfish was. All that to say, no, Kaya doesn't know who Talakan is, but he's got enough information to make some educated guesses.
Kaya will go up to the front and stand next to the fellow and say, "So, tell me about this Talokan you keep referring to."
He's going to say, Talakan. Well, some people call them the spirit of, or some people call them the giant fish of Lake Ziawik, but he's more so the spirit of our people. I'm not from the Miss Yandar, but I've heard the stories. When the Kayak Empire was falling and Terai were all around, eating souls of anyone they could capture, horror and fear ravaged these lands. The Storm Yandar tried to fight. The Frost Yandar tried to fight. But only the Mists were clever enough. They hid themselves, cloaked themselves in a cloud that couldn't be pierced. When Olivia ravaged these lands, she passed right over them. Some say that it was only because of their connection to an elder spirit. That spirit being Talakan. One who could command the clouds themselves to fall.
Interesting.
Wilbur is going to take out that new arcane firearm of his and kind of have it resting across, one of his arms. And kind of murmur under his voice. This sounds just like a kraken to me.
As you guys are talking on this boat, the water begins to steam just a little bit, and you see creeping along the surface, almost rolling with this invisible wind and the currents, just this low cloud of mist forming.
That's definitely not normal.
Careful, go back to the group. I think our chances of an uneventful trip are diminishing by the minute. I would suggest everyone prepares for something unexpected.
Yay.
Rob grabs his staff and just kind of like wedges it next into the side railing and is like leaning over, smiling.
I don't think Lex can swim.
Better hope so.
Yeah.
Annie, did I ever show you where Lex's town was?
I forget. You might have.
It's on an island, but actually it's a landlocked town. So that makes me very happy in like where I placed it, because I was like, I feel like this is where Electrus would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lex not being able to swim.
Lex like knows that there's water, and like Lex might be able to doggy paddle, but Lex can't like swim.
Are there any lifeboats on this vessel?
Are there any lifeboats on this vessel? Percentage die. There's one. And it's enough for 8 people to get off.
Well,
they'll survive.
Yeah.
That's okay. I need one.
He'll telepath to Nyoka as well. Maybe let's keep control of that lifeboat.
Okay.
He'll pass the word amongst everyone else just to go and stand closer to it.
Nyoka puts a image of people, a bunch of people like right in the lifeboat, like looking scared.
I mean, for the most part, the people on the deck here are going to see you walk over to like the side of the ship and start conjuring those. However, as this current is going to pull the party along into what becomes a large fog cloud of fog and mist coming up from the river, or coming up from the lake. As you are pulled into this cloud of mist, the sunlight and the different rays of light are all going to be refracting in different areas. You guys see figures rolling through the mist the whole time. Whatever current was pulling the boat here has let go of it, and the boat is back, drifting at the whims of the tide. And there was one thing I needed to pull up. A wind is blowing into. So this is the weird way boats work. A wind is blowing into this cloud of mist. But because there is wind, that means you guys can now steer the ship. At which point, Anzov is going to look at the lizard folk that's been walking around, helping out these lesser experienced sailors, and he's going to say, "All right, that's a breeze. Let's go deeper." The lizard folks going to start barking to people, telling them how to lower the sails, how to tie them, and point them so that they catch this breeze and push deeper.
Do I recognize the lizard folk?
Let's see. You do not recognize him. If he was
Is he part of my tribe, though?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If he was in your tribe, he was not there. He was not somebody Nyoka associated with.
Okay.
If anything, he does not have any markings that would mark him as part of like the Low Lakean lizard.
Okay.
Is there any way I can determine, like, are we staying on course, or are they like going out deeper in the lake than they necessarily would, have to?
Yeah, you can roll me a survival check. Do you have a compass?
I have proficiency in navigator's tools. And a
Yeah,
map.
you can roll me a survival check, but it's you're gonna have to go up to the helm and use their navigator's tools if you don't.
I do have navigator's tools.
Okay. Let me double check just to see if those include, because I feel like this is supernatural and your normal senses aren't going to be able to tell of just like, oh yeah, winds, go from this way to this way. But if you have a compass, it's going to be easy peasy to kind of like use a map and see where you're at or what you're doing.
That'll be fun.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
So I can't use my my navigator's tools then.
I'm going to roll a no on the navigator's tools because you don't have anything to plot yourself against what you're seeing in your surrounding and your map. You are in a cloud of mist and things are obscured from you.
Alright. Why I have these?
Like if you had a way to compare yourself against the map and use use like anything, I forget the tools.
Navigator's tools.
Well, not navigator's tools, but the specific things they use to like draw lines
for reference.
The sextant, yeah, but
yeah.
But that's the point of the navigator tools, Brandon.
But he does need reference. He needs to have like stars or a mountain
like a sky
something.
or a shoreline or something like that to place yourself on the map.
well, it depends.
Well,
on
he knew where he started from. He had that at the beginning.
A compass is not available in the equipment guide. It's not like something I could buy separately, so I have to assume that it would be in the navigator's tool set.
I would say yes to that too.
It's not like a spyglass, which is something I have to buy separately. Which I can't because it's 1,000 gold. I'm going
to do you a favor, Wesley. A compass isn't in the player's handbook, which is why I put it on the loot table. I have 3 different positioning tools for sailors on the loot table. You can add 1 to Wilbert's inventory for free, There is a compass, there is a sea stone compass, and there is a orb of true direction. They point in 3 different directions.
I mean, I would only take the basic compass, or the most basic compass.
I'll say with your compass, you can use the navigator's tools. Otherwise, you're able to roll a survival check.
Well, since it's a 19 and I rolled 2, and that's 2 that ones in a row, I'm going to take advantage of that this time.
Okay. Do add that compass to your inventory.
Yeah, I got it.
If you
I
guys
appreciate that.
Yeah, ever get on the high seas, I need to know how you're navigating to do shenanigans.
Actually, wait a minute.
All right, so with this 19, you feel like this boat has, and so I described this event after a while of being pulled like this. You feel like you have made hours and hours of travel time in a very short amount of time. So whereas you guys may have only been on this boat for 4 hours, you might have traveled already about 8 to 16 hours worth of distance. It's not unreasonable to assume that you've headed somewhere deeper into the heart of the lake.
Okay. I'm going to...
Just with the speed that the boat was moving. And especially with the totally different breeze out over here.
Gotcha. I'm going to find Azure and Kyath and kind of bring them towards the front of the ship. And
you'll see Azure's already there.
Okay, well I'll get Kyath then, and kind of say to low voice, we're not on course. Looks like we're heading deeper into the middle of the lake.
Kyath will go stand next to the lizardman somewhere, and he will telepath to him 50 gold if you take us the straightest route to Zelotechus. Zelotechus, the place.
50 gold to insert destination.
50 gold. Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, can I help? Just to give him a look?
The question is, would you know he's doing this because he's doing it telepathically?
Of course I know. This
Kyath
guy
looks innocent.
Which means something's up.
The lizard folk who is navigating the boat is going to stick out his tongue, lick his eye, and then say, "Don't need gold. Come back when you got something better."
I got a bullet here.
Kyath will cast suggestion on him. And then he'll repeat in his mind, it is in your best interest to take us directly to Zelotechus. Do not deviate from that path.
While I'm thinking about it real quick, Brandon, do I have any ruby pieces? I've got a gold amount here, but would any of those be in ruby pieces? Or is that, I don't know if that's like currency that would have been traded in the clutch or not.
All right, he's going to roll a wisdom saving throw, or is it wisdom or charisma?
I believe it's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Okay, yeah, he is going to pass that. He rolls an 18 before any modifiers. At which point, he's going to look at you and then laugh and say, magic don't work on me. I'm here for fish bones for carving.
Fish bones?
Anybody got fish bones?
Fish bones?
Fish bones
Wait.
of the god
So
fish.
you want what size of fish bones? I mean, carving is a big thing sometimes.
What is it with lizard man and carving?
He's gonna say, fish bones of the god fish. Can't be found anywhere else.
You're hunting the godfish, the giant fish.
He's going to nod and says, Anzov wanna tame him. If you don't tame him good, gonna have to put him down. That's why he's got so many people with spears.
This ship of all ships, people.
Kaith is going to go talk to the captain. Anself.
JV, as a player to Dungeon Master, I want you to know you did not fail that persuasion check. He's not interested in gold. Like I said, if you can provide him something more valuable, he will take you back.
You made Nyoka very proud.
You can find Anzov. Anzov's kind of like right there with Brahm, of like, they almost look like two crazed people. He's humming a song to himself, leaning almost off of the railing, like looking forward into this mist, looking at, the figures passing.
Good sir, I believe our... Oh, God. Good sir, I believe our arrangement was for direct passage to Ziwatekis.
When you ask Anzov that, he's going to say, yes, of course, but this is Talakan's will. We can't betray it. You could be looking at the very next Asatar of the Low Lakes. He's called me.
Yes. And can you please direct your crew to take us directly to Ziwatekis?
You can stay here.
He's going to look into the glowing mist and say, but adventures in front of us. Fate and destiny. We can't betray that.
If it's Locken's will and it's your destiny, it will happen on your return trip. You had an agreement with us, and you gave us your word. I ask you to honor your word.
At which point, he's going to look back up to the lizard folk and say, all right, turn the ship around. Let's press against the wind. The lizard folk is going to again start barking for people on how to move the sails. He turns the helm, and the ship is slowly going to start bending in the winds.
Thank you very much.
All right.
So we're still staying alert.
I don't care nothing about your local customs.
You crazy people.
Reasonable fellow.
Alright. Just give me un secondo.
I feel like Nyoka's up to something.
Nyoka's always up to
Good sir, that is not how you say that.
Nyoka is guarding the ship. He doesn't, or the lifeboat. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Alright. Yeah, Nyoka is keeping that lifeboat on lock. All right, so the ship is going to begin to bend around and turn against the wind. It's a very weird thing, but ships can move against the wind in sailing waters because sailing is a strange science. I read it and I don't wholly understand it, but I just know it can happen. So you guys got to trust me on that. As the ship is rolling out of the mist, you guys are going to start seeing these figures that were forming become much more prominent as the ship has gone deeper. The mist has kind of rolled in behind the ship and covered its exit, and those figures have kind of like formed and faded and formed and faded. And now that you're turning around, by the time that you turn back, the mist is not parting for you. You are breaking it as it's kind of sweeping over the ship. Going through each of these figures as the mist has, the figures have formed and broken apart and the mist has started falling. At some point when it's falling and dissipating, there are moments on the ship where you can only see to the edge of your hand. And you only have maybe 2 feet of visibility through like the thickness of this mist. In those moments,
can I add something? At one point in when the fog was really thick, can I use my Druidcraft cantrip on the lifeboat to make it smell like skunks for just like a short period of time, just so all of a sudden I could just sit there going, "Where's that skunk smell coming from?"
Go for it. I don't think you have to roll anything for that.
No.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna.
I just need to be within 30 feet of it.
All right. Just give me 1 second to look at something. Okay, so first, in one of these moments, as this mist is traveling over the ship, and everybody's like completely covered, and you guys are kind of like shielding your eyes a little bit so that like I guess the moisture or wetness doesn't like irritate them. Azure, you bring your arm down, and in front of you is Zinthe, the elven woman that you had met so long ago, what almost seems like an eternity ago. She is reaching out to you, and stepping through the mist. What does Azure do?
Let's see. He'll try to charm her with his vampire charm. So that's wisdom saving throw of 8 plus proficiency plus charisma bonus. So 3, 7 and 8 is 15. So she has a wisdom saving throw of 15 to resist.
Okay. After you do that, what do you do?
I'll call warning so everyone's alerted that she's coming. That she's here.
All right.
at me, basically.
You begin calling out. Okay. She continues stepping forward and places a hand on your cheek. At which
Can
point,
I dodge?
You can. Do you run from it?
Yeah,
Um,
that feels dangerous.
okay. Yeah. Azure, you're going to back away from this specter, and she's going to say, Azure, my love, why do you run from me?
Do I know you?
As a player, Zinthe was the lady that was killed by Azure's rival.
Ah,
Almost so long ago, but I mean.
oh, I
feel
thought
like-
you were referring to the lady in the swamp at some point.
No, this was the character you gave me.
Got it.
And if Azure speaks that out, she's going to say, "You've sought to honor my name. You may have forgotten my face, but you haven't forgotten our ways."
He'll go ahead and use a that work? Divine Sense? That one gives you undead and things, right? Celestial, Fiend, or Undead. So I'll try Divine Sense.
On her?
Yeah.
You don't sense anything.
Or in general, like around me.
Oh, Brandon, if I
Out to
heard
60 feet.
if I heard Azure call out, I'd be making my way towards him.
Okay, we'll handle that in due time.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's really nothing there as far as you can tell with that.
No, there's not.
If you are truly she, tell me something to convince me. He'll say unconvinced.
She'll say, Vikel drove a wedge between us far quicker than what should have been. We should have had eternity together, and instead we just had simple years.
What is your goal? Why are you here?
She's going to sit down on the deck of the ship, and she is going to extend a hand. She's going to say, I want to hear of your travels. The justice you've sought to bring. Those who you've redeemed. Have you redeemed yourself yet?
You're not really here. What influence is this? Show yourself. Look around.
You don't see anything else in this mist. She waits for you sitting down. Does Azure just keep his distance?
Yeah. If anyone gets close enough, I'll ask him if they can see her.
Again, you don't see anybody near you.
Okay.
However, she is going to begin singing. And it'll be a song of Azure's homeland. I don't have any written out, but
Sure.
Azure will just recognize it as something from his childhood on the islands north of Rion.
Mhm.
All right, let's jump real quick Lex.
Hello.
As you are, same thing. This mist kind of sweeps over the ship as you guys, as the ship turns around and begins exiting these, washing over the decks of the ship. Everybody, you can only see to the edge of your fingertips, and barely that. As this mist kind of crashes down over the ship, opening your eyes, you are going to see in front of you. You're going to see in front of you Verlicus, and he's going to watch Lex for a minute before he finally speaks up, and he says, "I did you wrong.
Oh no.
You know what?
Oh no.
Locking you up, hurting you, made me feel better about myself."
How close is he to Lex?
Oh, I feel like at that point he's gonna kind of turn around and look around through the mist. He is probably 4 feet away from you.
Can I stab him?
Go for it.
Yay!
All right. That is going to hit. You're going to drive your dagger into his back. He is not solid whatsoever. The mist of his abdomen begins fading away. He, in the same way as like these figures have been like forming in the mist, almost as like bubbles or clouds, and then it's been just kind of dropping and flowing, over the surface of the waters. In the same way as that, he's just gonna look around and say, "If anything, I just want you to know I'm sorry." And then the mist is going to dissipate, fading away.
Yeah, Lex does not like that at all.
All right. Let's see. Let's Brom.
Yeah.
As you are hanging on to the side of this ship, again, same thing. The mist is going to crash over. It's going to crash over it, and you're going to look. You're going to again open your eyes, like looking out. All of your companions are gone. You can barely just see the deck of the ship. Sitting next to Brom on this railing, as Brom is standing on the railing, you're going to see two people you don't wholly recognize at all. And one of them, woman's going to look up to you and say, "Mom selling us must have been tough."
Brahms looks around and says, "What do you mean?"
The boy is going to look up and say, "Oh, you must have at least some vague memory of us."
He's like, "Who's us?"
The boy is going to say, "Ansel," and the lady, or the girl's going to speak up and say, "Stelly."
No, I don't recognize either one of you.
He nods. It's like, You were just a baby at the time.
Who are you?
He's going to chuckle and say, "We're." Let me check my notes just to make sure. He's going to say, "We're Fun's first daughter and first son."
His jaw just drops, and he you can see he's been clinging onto the rail, like in just like wild excitement, and his whole demeanor just falls apart.
He's going to say, "You were Mom's star child. She kept you and sold us off. At least you had a better life than us."
He's not made a sound since he heard Fawn's name.
If Brum stays there, if Brum just stays there, kind of petrified.
Yep, that's all he does. He's like catatonic now.
Okay. This happens, or rather, this happens for maybe a few minutes before the ship finally pierces through the mist. Hold on, there's one person. I missed someone. Oh, no, I didn't miss anyone. Okay. Before the ship finally pierces through the mist, and you can see the rest of the lake in the distance through like the obscuriness of this mist. It's definitely not as thick as it was when you guys were going through the heart of it. It looks like another one of these figures is forming next to the ship. It almost seems to be a smaller mirror of the ship. But once the ship exits, this figure, all of these figures that you guys have seen of these people are going to fade away like clouds as all of the mist rolls off of the deck, returning everybody's vision to full vision. Not full clarity. You're still obscured. The ship is pushing against the winds and still drifting out of the main mist. At which point, I guess the everybody who's on the deck would probably see Lex, dagger in hand, Azure backed into a corner, and Brahm standing where he was, almost as if he's seen a ghost.
You three had never seen this before.
You guys okay?
What's with the dagger?
That was not mist. That was the vision of my ex-love. She died.
I'm sorry, what?
The mist took form and spoke.
Yeah. That was not good. Lex, even though they have their dagger, they're like shaking. They're like, nope, not gonna do that today, thanks.
Can I do a check to see if I've heard of anything like this before happening?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll
say an Arcana check or a religion check, either or.
Me too, please, since I'm into stories.
Go for it, but I'm evaluating Inaziah on a different scale than I'm evaluating, or that I'm setting it for Azure. You can make that check, though. Inaziah would just have a little bit more information because he lives on Galgan. Does anybody else want to make the check before I tell them the information they know?
I've got old sailor stories, but I wouldn't. None of them are. It's just all superstitions, so I wouldn't really.
Yeah, I would adjust the DC based on how likely your characters are to know it. All right. So I'm going to go off of that 12 and 13. Azure and Inaziah, you are going to both know there is something in the world. It is called Rhycraft, which equates to soul magic. To Azure, that's like the closest thing you can equate that to. In Azaya, you culturally are aware that the people of Low Lakes are more in tune with being able to access and use this soul magic. As to what it does or how it functions, you're unsure of. But it is knowledge around Galkin that if you need like Rhycraft done or something, like go to the Miss Yendar. They can handle that stuff for you. But as to like what it is, like it never interested you enough to like go and explore it for yourself.
Would he know if it's an illusion or if it was an actual projection?
You wouldn't, from that check, you wouldn't know either.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to tell if it was either. But I'm pretty sure Anzov is going to speak up and say, or Anzov's going to speak up and say, "Oh, that was like a journey with a Rhycrafter."
Is there nods? Is there one on board?
Not one that told me.
As there watches the crew carefully.
Do you know much about these Rhycrafters? I've barely heard the name.
He's going to shake his head and say, I don't know how to do it, but the acolytes of the Jari Death Monastery, they can explore truths you've never understood through your own memories.
She tried to touch me.
You saw a memory of someone?
Yes.
You guys, I don't know if anybody's paying attention to Brahm, but he's got tears rolling down his face.
Lex has noticed but hasn't done anything because Lex doesn't understand why both of them are affected, like, kind of better. Because she just stabbed a person.
I'm going to, or Wilbur's going to move over to Brom, set his shoulder on the head and the shoulder. He's like, all right, man, stand up. Come on your feet.
Oh, and, Brahm's standing. Brahm is standing. He's just not moving.
He's going to reach into he's got a wine flask. He's going to set in his hands like, take a drink. You're all right.
Brahm hasn't moved.
I'm not going to do that. You are. Can I look and see if he's like charmed or is he just in shock?
It'll be a medicine check for shock, and an arcana check for charmed. I'm going to tell you just what you see. Well, actually, just with your passive perception, how about Havoc, you explain, what Brahm's facial features and demeanor is like.
Brahm, he is just standing there slumped. He looks like he's just been told the worst truth and watched somebody die right in front of him, and he doesn't know how to deal with it, and he's just like catatonic staring off, 1,000-yard stare with tears rolling down his face.
All right.
I would say shock.
Okay.
That's
just from a
definitely shock.
Yeah, just from a tertiary glance.
I'm gonna say, kind of speak up. Hey, sit down. We'll have a seat.
When I see he's having trouble, I'll go over and try and help him, because I know Brom was sort of leaning over the side of the boat. At least pull him inside the boat so there's not a risk of him falling in.
Also, to Brom.
Yeah, if you guys are guiding Brom, he doesn't resist at all.
Alright. He's a little. He's shocked. He's in shock. Is he breathing? Is he breathing okay? Or
yeah, he's just like.
All right.
You can tell that he's there, but his brain is somewhere else, and he's like totally in like emotional shock. Okay. It's the first time anybody in the party has seen pretty much any emotion out of him.
All right. I've got my explorer's bag. I'm gonna take a blanket out and kind of just throw it over his torso and legs and stuff. You can hear me. Just have a seat right there. We'll take care of everything else. All right.
Like I said, if you guys are like moving him around, he's not resisting. So whatever you do, he just kind of does.
All right. Well, he throws a blanket over him.
Yeah,
if he
we would set you down somewhere.
Yeah.
Can I do a quick medicine check to see if there's anything I can do to help snap him out of it?
Sure.
I mean, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I feel like it's a mental thing, and that can only.
Yeah, I know.
That can only be done.
That's why I was
roleplay.
asking if there.
I've had players before try and argue that they can use lesser restoration to heal trauma and depression because it's a disease. And I was just like, I understand mental health or mental illness is a disease and a condition, but it cannot be magicked or mechanic away.
Yeah, I guess what he's talking more is like the I guess
bring him out of the shock, not the
shock is like a medical condition. I guess. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I guess we're kind of treating it like if somebody goes into physical shock, which is deadly. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and as if it's mental shock, it's one of my same reasons of like why I don't let players roll persuasion checks against other players of just like, stop, RPing this moment of your character and do what the party wants. Of just like, if you want to bring Brom out of the state that he's in, I feel like it needs to be done in character.
All right, I'll get a bow door.
Just whack him.
That'd probably do it.
Azur will gather himself and move toward Brom.
He ain't doing too good, Chief.
All right, he'll kneel next to him, touch his forehead, say, "Brom, you need to tell me what happened."
I saw my siblings, and he's like just. He doesn't know what's going on. He's totally just in shock from the whole situation.
Well, that is definitely news. However, I saw something too. I saw my dead lover So I understand. It wasn't really them, but there was something strange going on. Something with re-magic, I think.
You guys can keep role-playing, but I do just want to point one thing out to you. As you guys are pushing further out of this mist, that other figure I mentioned that was forming, you see it is a smaller boat. It's actually the vessel from the it's the vessel from the docks of Misthaven. You see a woman on the front of it. She looks towards your ship as her ship sails straight towards the heart of the mist.
So she's going in the opposite direction we are?
Yeah, you guys are coming out of the mist. She is going into it.
Whip.
Azure will launch to the reel on that side. Where are you going, Recrafter?
Not the spooky Miss Pie.
She does well. Actually, will she call out? She's going to call out and say, "To fulfill my destiny."
All right.
Anzov is going to look and say, God damn it, that's another aspirant.
If it's your destiny, then I'm sure that they will be unsuccessful and leave you for your chance.
Azure shakes his head and moves back to Brahm.
Does Brahm take the wineskin if offered again? That has actual wine in it?
Probably.
Alright, have a drink. Steady your nerves. We're not out of this yet.
I saw her. I saw the source of her woes.
All right.
You'll be alright.
Be here as much as you can, Brahm. Remember, we're all here for you. The past is not important. Only life now.
Probably something really mean, but I'm not going to. I'll say it off air.
The only thought that crosses Brahm's mind at that is, all I know is the present. I know no past. But he's just he's out of it.
Alright, I'm getting the boat oar. One for each hand. So...
Can I do a medicine check to know if there's any more things to do for Shock, like raising his legs or whatever?
I don't think he has the medical condition Shock. I think it's just like
it's
shock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's total mental shock.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is like. He has just basically received "you're gonna die twice" news.
All right. I guess Azure will try to remember a story to help bring him back and distract his mind.
He's got a blanket, wine, and is sitting down. I think that's about all we can do for him.
Lex just kind of plops down next to him because she's seen this. They've seen this before in themselves after What's-His-Face died. So they're just kind of like, okay, I kind of know how to do this.
So yeah, Azure will quietly tell a story while whoever does whatever else.
And as I just be kind of sitting there going, I don't know what to do, trying to want to help, but not knowing what to do at all.
Can I see the sky yet, or is it still too much mist?
The sky is, the mist is thinning, but the sky, yeah, you can see through the mist that the sky is there. You can see the areas of cloud, and then you can see the blue areas peeking through. You don't have total vision, but yes.
But I can see where the sun is.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna, I guess, do a checkup on our progress. If I can do that.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Wait, what? There was a performance check. Oh, that's for the story. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Looking at your progress, you can see even against the when the wind is helping move this boat, you will be back on course on just a little bit of time from where you were moved further into the lake. Because you are moved so quickly, you don't think this is going to delay your travel time whatsoever.
Cool. I'll put my compass up and says, "Good news. We're still on schedule, Chief."
Excellent. Thank you for your guidance, Navigator.
Yeah, there we go. I'm also going to go up to, I guess, Kyath. I'm going to count out. We don't use platinum, do we, Brandon?
We do not.
Okay. Well, I'm going to count them out. About 25 gold pieces. Kind of slip them to him.
To the lizard folk?
Kyath.
Oh, to Kyath.
Yeah. I'm gonna say these here, just in case you need the extra.
I'm sorry, I promise
Is this a contribution to the party fund?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
I still. There's some cruel waters here, Chief. This is good. Not feeling any better about this.
You have now contributed more than Nyoka and anyone else apart from myself. You're an excellent member of this team.
Hey, I gave everything that I had, okay?
It's not enough. I'm richer.
Backhanded compliment much?
I gave everything I stole. It's not my fault Brandon didn't give me more money.
Bow to me, peasants.
Apparently I missed a wisdom save.
Lex would give their gold away, except that it's 69 at the moment, and they need to live for the meme.
Acceptable sacrifice.
Just like somebody who comes and gives you 1 gold piece and it's like, can you pay in gemstones? Keep the gold.
Or just gives it away to Kyath. Just like, here you go, I don't want it.
Take it back.
It ruins my numbers.
I love that so much.
The problem is, Lex probably is that petty even in character, so...
69. Is 69 a special number in Ilderon there, Brandon?
I don't know, but it is where I am from.
Yeah, actually, in Lil Nagai, they do the 72. I don't know what that is, but yeah, that's the preferred. I'm kidding.
72.
All right, you guys travel into the late evening of the day, through the night. Those who wish to rest are able to do so on the boat. At which point,
is it stable enough to scribe some spells?
Is the boat stable enough? Yes, when the currents stop pulling you. Actually,
How's Brahm?
How's Brahm?
Brahm?
Brahm
I am
is just
describing-
like he's looking back towards where that was the entire time. He's just staring at it.
Okay, yeah. And I'm describing about 16 hours later.
Sweet. I'm
You're
gonna.
just like staring.
Oh yeah. Well, he just got like what he was just told was like the basically the equivalent of hey, you have siblings and everybody was sold into slavery and you hate slavery as it is.
Wow.
But does he tell the party this yet, or?
No, he hasn't said a word to
No.
anybody.
Yeah.
I thought that he did when I asked him.
Well, he said that he had just found out that he had siblings, but he
right.
didn't say that he was sold into slavery.
I'm gonna work on dressing up that arcane firearm. Make it look more like an actual gun and not just a piece of wood that I carry around for no reason.
All right.
Do some filigree work here.
Lex is gonna sleep, but like around Brahm, not near him, but just kind of in the general area.
Are you carving the wood?
He's carving wood and he's kind of filing small pieces of metal that look like that. I mean, if you ever seen like an old flintlock, he's gonna kind of dress it up in a similar way. So I guess he's using both wood carvers and smith's tools.
So Nyoka's helping, in quotes, by not being really helpful. Telling them, no, you shouldn't do it that way. You should do it this way.
Yes, I should.
Azur will also offer his half plate as something you could fiddle with if you want to kind of make it fit him better.
Yo, you want some scroll work there done, Chief?
I'd kind of like these breasts, free shaped a little bit.
I can't do nothing.
Oh, that's right, because he's got what's her name's armor.
I'll do what I can, but I can't heat nothing up on board.
Thank you.
I can't do nothing for your breast there, Chief.
Ever
Well,
seen?
at least expand the ribs a bit. I think you can stretch them out.
I got a hammer. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Isaiah would be working on some health potions because I believe he still has at least supplies for another one. And he'd be staying in the vicinity of Brahm in case Brahm needed something. But again, wouldn't know exactly what to do.
Azur will take naps, but also, play his lute and the other instrument that he was given by the Lizard Dan.
After about 10 minutes of Wilbur totally ignoring what Nyoka says, Nyoka's going to start working on his own wood project.
Okay.
Why would I'm telling you, I don't need a dog leg in this. That's not how you use that tool. Ah! Amateur, Wilbur. Amateur.
Hey, I am a master wood carver.
I also like to point out, you said there's no way of heating the metal. I'm just basically a walking fire.
I'll just hold it over your head.
Well, there's things I could do to heat it up, but...
I think you just got to add safely.
I'll hang you up by your toes and then use your head as a furnace.
Alright, so you guys are going to travel through the evening into the morning, and the coming morning you are going to be entering into the docks of Zewatekis. You actually got here a little bit faster than expected. The breeze gave you guys a very slight modifier to your travel speed, and the party was able to do really well. As you pull and as the fishing boat gets closer to Zewatekis, the Anzov is going to say, "We're not going to get too close to port. We'll have some people row you in and then row back. Everybody into the vessel." He gestures to the lifeboat.
All right. And we
Here
wish you
gathers
luck
everyone
on
in
your.
Brom.
Yeah, we wish you luck on your destiny there.
Brom is he's with it now. He's like just he looks back and he's just kind of yeah.
I was about to say we could heave-ho him into the boat if he needs it.
As everybody gets into the boat and begins being rowed towards Zewatekis, you're going to notice the city is built, or rather, what's left of the city is built around the pedestals of great, huge statues. Some of them have collapsed in onto the city, into the hillsides, and there are great overgrowths growing up and covering the statue with vines and different flowers and flora that cast an array of different colors from this distance. The town is built into these ruins.
Are the statues seemingly human or something else?
What's left of the pedestals, definitely no telling. What's inside of the city, half buried in the ground, looks like a massive head. Like the head is a good third of the size of the town. There are other pieces of this body. It's either too rubbled, I guess, in the distance to like tell what's what without going and inspecting it. But you're not able to tell wholly. It's like, okay, was this a humanoid? The head looks human, though. So.
Okay.
All right. The party is rowed into town. Welcome to the town of Zewatekis. As you get into the docks, you're going to notice the same thing here. All of the boats are tied up. Any vessel capable of transversing the deeper parts of the lake are shored. The smaller vessels, the kayaks, the canoes, the larger war canoes are all tilted upside down and secured, almost as if the town is bracing for a storm, which would be, I guess, go in line with the fact that there's practically nobody here on these streets that looks like anybody that you met in Misthaven. The people that you see walking or lounging around as you get closer towards the docks, you notice soldiers, you notice mercenaries, you notice people you'd expect to see in Beechwood Retreat. Otherwise,
that is not
the crew members row you guys to the docks. They, hold the boat there as you guys each climb out one by one, and then they are going to get into this large life vessel and start rowing back
As soon as they start rowing back and not looking at me, I'm going to change myself back into Nyoka.
Okay. Excuse me.
So did we get a long rest on the boat, or are we all tired?
You got a long rest. Well, I'm assuming everybody who wanted to rest would have had quarters to rest in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I have enough time to create a health potion and get rest on the trip?
Sure. It was a total of 22 hours of travel.
Okay.
In that case, the night before going to sleep, Kaith wanted to cast Sending to Scalen Kelenar and just check in on him and see and ask for a progress report.
Scalen Kelenar is going to message back and say, not a lot of capital. Not a lot of capital. Had to start smaller. Got a few willing souls. Don't micro manage me. You'll see when you see. Bye. That's 25.
Love it.
And he says it in a much more fluid voice. He doesn't say it as if he's counting his words.
Yeah.
Kaith will cast Mage Armor beginning of the day.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right. You guys are go ahead.
What are our objectives and plans for today? Are we heading to our rendezvous point or our side location business inquiry?
Well, once again, how is Brahm?
Brahm is just he's there. He's walking around, he's doing whatever you guys are doing. He's just like I don't know,
He's half there.
No, he's there. He's just like more quiet than normal. Like if somebody would make a joke, he wouldn't laugh.
We'll find you a slaver to kill soon.
He's just there, you know?
Yeah.
If you're going to kill people, check with me first. It's important.
Never.
No. Oh, no.
I warned you.
Nyoka is going to pull out the mahogany chest and go, hey, boss, and hands it to Kyrith and say, I liberated this from the other place.
What's in it?
I just hand it to him. I don't say anything else than that. Nyoka's like, papers, book, figure you know what it is.
I'll look at it this evening then. Thank you, Nyoka.
And with that, he just takes it back and puts it back into his bag of holding.
Okay.
Before he does that, he's going to look at some of the papers. Does he figure out what it is?
Looking at the papers, they are drawings. You see a very similar set of rolling mists and a figure inside of it. Underneath it, there is a description, and it says Ahulain, chosen of Talakan. From what you
I'm
can
sorry.
tell, it is a sketchbook and various sketches of different fish and creatures from the lake.
Interesting.
Nyoka,
Yeah.
you are very well aware that is not what you are looking at is not a divine prophet of the gods. You are looking at a storm giant.
Okay.
Yikes.
Is that in the book that I was looking at, or?
The picture.
Oh,
The
picture?
picture has the picture you were looking at. The sketch. Ahulain, you're able to identify as a storm giant.
Okay. I'll tell Kyra that when he looks at the book at night.
Azur's going to watch for any remnants of churches or graveyards.
Okay,
As we
you
move
can.
through.
If you guys are moving from the docks into the city, you can go ahead and give me a perception check. Oh, there's something I needed to look at for myself.
Actually, you know what? Nyoka is gonna wait because Nyoka's gonna forget. Nyoka's gonna say, "Hey, boss, look at this," and he shows it to him again.
Okay. I'm not going to describe it. JV, did you listen when I gave that description?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a picture of a storm giant and lots of mists.
And also, the book is a sketchbook of various creatures from the lake.
Right. And I'm gonna mention that it was the storm giant that all this is. Not any god or whatever that the dumb low lake people think. and that's like a thought called Black. I realize that Shelby does, but Nyoka is just like, these guys, you're dumb.
This information could have been valuable for our friend.
Nyoka shrugs and goes, "Well, you should have asked me."
Azur will say loud enough for you all to hear. I need to find a graveyard. Please help me watch for one.
Okay.
Nyoka's gonna be like, "Why? What in a graveyard but dead people?"
As you guys are walking through town, two things I need to point out, and then you guys can keep role playing. Brahm and Inaziah. There are not many people out on the streets in front of these buildings, walking around the rubble of the statues that this town's built around. In some places where the vines go up, posts have been hewn into the stone, and they create awnings of like small little market stalls where you expect people to be like selling fish or something in these different cracks and crevices walking down this main road. However, those areas are empty. However, some of them are occupied, but it's just from a handful of people that seem to be about their own business. By about the third time passing one of these groups, Brahm and Inaziah, you're going to notice something very distinct about them. They're not uniform, but they have similar clothing, and the echoes of that retired mercenary regiment from Kytelis Falls. Just kind of the memory flashes back to your mind of the former soldiers who are working for the Shield Hand. They don't have any of the same identifiers, but there's enough of a Venn diagram of just like, is this a group of soldiers? Like, they're not soldiers, they're mercenaries, but they definitely are more well put together than mercenaries. And then kind of you have that flash of just looking at each of these people.
That's when Brahm nudges. He just throws out an elbow, and you see a physical, noticeable change in his demeanor and his attitude. He is now 100% on alert, and he's looking at everything.
I told you what you saw in your passive perception. If you want to make actives, you're welcome to. But
yeah, and Isaiah's gonna make one as well.
Brahm definitely makes one.
I'm spooked. I'll make one.
Oh, Wilbert doesn't notice. These people just seem like groups of people to him. I'm not saying Wilbert doesn't notice, he can't see the people. I feel like it wouldn't be enough to trigger Wilbur's vision of just wait, should I be paying attention to these people? Unless the information was conveyed from Brahmer and his eye.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm specifically looking for stuff that is more out of the ordinary. I'm not looking for details about stuff, just stuff that stands out that's weird. That's further than them being similar.
Brahm's looking for people who's paying attention to them. He's looking for people that look not out of place, but look like they shouldn't really be. He's looking for anything that would catch his eye that seems out of place.
As you're walking, you are going to notice probably about the fifth group that you pass. It seems that whoever these people are, they're all the people they're talking to aren't a part of whatever this regiment is, but it seems that they're coordinating with people. You might see two with those similar colors and similar equipment, and then three vagabond hoo-ha highwaymen or scruffy fighters, and then you might see another two that belong to this regiment, and then maybe three locals, I guess, with quotation marks, or people that might even look a little bit like Lex. They're talking to.
Hello? What? Me?
What?
They are coordinating with whoever is occupying this town.
Give me 1 second. I'm switching headsets.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, if you guys are getting bad audio from me too, I'm kind of rotating back and forth as I'm talking. I can also make sure I speak into my mic.
Well,
Good so far.
I will nudge or whisper in Caius' ear that seems to be some kind of organization operating from here, and we should keep our wits about us. And I'll gesture towards the different groups.
Yeah, Caius will telepath back. Thank you very much. Excellent eyes. And then he'll relay that to all the other party members. With a
Lex is low-key
maybe we
staring
should
at the people that look like them.
Maybe we should investigate this town further. Perhaps there is a link with our greater adversary.
Hazu also wants to be watching for any sign of actual, like, organized justice system or punishment or anything like that going on, as well as the graveyards and such.
Okay. I have to think real quick of the death rituals of Low Lakes, because I don't want to screw you and just say like there are no graveyards, but I feel like they just wouldn't be a culture that buries their dead. But also, I feel like they wouldn't throw dead people into the lake because.
Right. Well, that might be even better though. Like if there's like carnal grounds or something like that, you know, because graveyards are more often consecrated than not, you know, rather than the inverse, etc. So.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'll roll a die on it. It makes my life easier if they have graveyards, but it's unlikely that they do have graveyards because most places that were ravaged by Terrai in history have learned to burn their dead, or, you know, don't keep dead corpses around. I didn't set parameters, so it's unlikely. I'm going to say it's a 30% chance that they have a graveyard here. With that, 1 through 70, they don't have a graveyard, and I will take time and think of like what they actually do with their dead.
Okay.
71 through 100, they have a graveyard. Yeah, as you are walking about, you don't specifically see any graveyard. If you come across something that's graveyard-like, I will inform you.
Exactly. Thank you.
So, does anyone have ideas about how to investigate further? Maybe we could capture one of them, or disguise ourselves as them, hang out where the guards are hanging out.
Well,
maybe I should try and talk to the people that look like me. They might speak letras.
These are both good ideas, but are we not on a bit of a time frame for our current objective? On our way, do we have to come back through here regardless?
No. If once we have our information, I believe we will be teleporting directly home. So I don't think we should spend too long here. But it does seem like there might be a link between these guardsmen here and the ones that we saw in Kaitelis.
Well,
could they have something to do with each other?
I think the most likely scenario is that they are connected to the Shield Hand's activities, and the Shield Hand has got some purpose for being here. So I think it's very much on our mission to find out a little bit more. But let's not spend the whole day, but maybe half a day just to see what we can see.
Well, I find the best place to find local news is the local tavern. The watering hole, if you would. So who wants to go with me to a tavern?
Good idea. Seeing that Brom's now more into it, I don't know if he's back yet. But I will hand him the health potion I created on the ship and said, in cases of emergencies, you can get to people faster than I can.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
there you are.
We can.
We do now.
Okay. I had to switch to my head. I'm on the third different headset, and I'm on my fucking tablet because it's like fucking New Year's Eve in my living room.
Oof.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I heard that you gave me the health potion.
Okay.
Kaif will give Anasaya his last set of ingredients for a health potion. This is the last one I have.
Okay.
Nyoka is going to kind of split off from the group. Is there any alleyways, Brandon?
Yeah, they're rubbleways.
Anybody in the Ruffleway?
Anybody in the Rubbleways.
So what he wants to do is he wants to actually turn he wants to go in and basically disappear and turn into somebody else.
Let's take a look. I'm gonna roll you a percentage die. I'm gonna say you're gonna be able to find. You're gonna be able to find a place through like this overgrowth. There are a couple. There are a couple houses and residences carved into the stone with doors on them. You think this is a pretty empty rubble way.
Nyoka's going to tap Lex, and then he's just going to split off of the group. Hopefully Lex follows him.
Lex will follow.
And when we go into the alleyway or whatever, he's going to change into like one of the mercenaries, that was just walking around.
Okay.
And he's going to look at Lex, tell her in thieves' can, let's look around the town. You know how to hide better than them. Who can help? We can go through the town and see what happened to these people, if they're captured or if they're still here.
Yeah. Okay.
And so if there's houses, Nyoka's going to try and break into house. They'll probably let Lex use her thieves' tools because he's not as good with them.
Yeah.
But he'll assist as necessary.
Did Kai see them going off?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that too.
He'll just be like casting message. Meet back in 2 hours right here.
Yeah, if they didn't roll a stealth check like walking off, I would say the whole party sees them veer off.
Cool.
All right.
We're like the two worst people for a mission.
So I'm gonna put Lex and Nyoka in their. Oh, where is my Nyoka card? Oh, my Nyoka card has been in the group F stack. Let's move it out of there.
Uh-oh.
Maybe I need to make you a new card for this campaign, Shelby, because I keep doing that. I was like, oh, okay, there are 6 members in front of me. I was like, wait a second, there's missing one. All right, so Nyoka and Lex are going to veer off. And then I've got Brahm, Wilbert, Kayeth, Inaziah, and Azure going to a tavern.
I thought it was just Brahm and Azure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I'm asking. I'm just what I do. I have all of your guys' character cards, and I put like in groups who is with who, so like I remember. Okay, so then let me make sure.
If Nyoka left Kayeth, Brahm would stay with Kayeth.
Oh, Kayeth, love you so much.
Okay, so let me make sure I have these groups correct. I've got Nyoka and Lex going to explore the town and collect information. I've got Wilbert heading towards the tavern to try and learn what he can. I've got Azure, Brahm, Kayeth, and Inaziah. I don't remember the direction you guys gave me. I was reading a book.
We didn't decide a direction, but
Okay.
Azure did message in Discord that he's going to the tavern, and he just got back.
Cool beans. All right, I will shuffle that over. I was listening with like a third of my brain, so that's why I asked for confirmation. Okay, if you guys want time to decide where the 3 of you want to go, Brahm, Kayeth, and Inaziah, I'm happy to handle the other members of the group, or if you want, we can role play it for a couple more minutes, but we are getting close to our session time. So I just want to be mindful of everybody getting a chance to do stuff tonight.
Happy to discuss it.
Well, do we have anything else to do, or should we all just kind of go to the tavern as well? Adesai doesn't have an opinion on it, really. He doesn't.
Brom just wants to. Brom is now, since he's so high on alert, he's just making sure that the squishy guy stays safe.
I'd suggest we go to a marketplace and just ask around for information.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so marketplace. I'm gonna try and handle as much as I can tonight because I know. Oh God bless Rob with the recap. I was gonna say I know I'm gonna forget the specific details of where you guys said you're going next session. So, but I'll have the recap. So never mind. All right. In the interest of fairness, I'm going to handle Nyoka and Lex first, just because I feel like Azure and Wilbert got great moments on the boat. And then if we have time, I'll come back to Wilbert and Azure. All right, so Nyoka and Lex, you are going to sulk off through this rubble way. Nyoka disguises himself, and I guess I'll explain the town to you guys. Ziwatekis is built around, a small little inwards bay of this river, or not river, of this lake. On one side where these massive statues once were, and these statues, it's worth noting, I described there were those huge statues holding up the Master of Magic's tower inside of Beechwood Retreat that towered literally over the rest of the city, and you could see them from everywhere. These statues look like 3 times the size. These statues would be almost twice the size of the Statue of Liberty. In retrospect, if they were still standing, they have broken and they have crashed to the ground. In the rubble of what was these statues is what the main town of Ziwatekis is made out of. There are areas of overgrowth of vines that people have, built wooden structures into. There are other areas of where the stone is on the ground and people have carved out insides of these areas. On top of some of the rubble, people have built enough platforms, and the platforms themselves also get taken by vines and stuff, that they eventually become part of this. But they've built platforms in which they've been able to build almost a 2nd-story row. If there is a town wall, it's less of an actual wall and more so where the rubble hasn't been, life hasn't decided to use that area for much of anything. On the other side, outside of the town, there is actually a built structure, and you can see this just going across the bay, and I'm going to draw this. There is a small abbey kind of on the other side of the town, and that's kind of what this structure, let me draw it in green, because drawing black on black doesn't help. That's kind of what this structure is right here. You guys can see that there seems to be some sort of much newer addition to this town. Not super new as in the past 50 or 20 years, but it looks like this was actually constructed rather than, mined away at. And nature hasn't taken a hold and grown over whatever this outlying cathedral-like structure is.
Brandon, where are you drawing this?
Are you guys on the Ziwatekis map?
We see 3 different things.
House. Yeah. Scroll down and you'll see there's an image. Oh, hey, cool. That's on the GM layer, I think. No, it's not on the GM layer, is it?
Oh, we don't see anything.
The gray house, and we see the lakey picture with the statues and the little map of the lake.
So wait, you see?
We see no drawing.
Oh, I drew on. Okay, cool beans. Cool beans.
We see you moving the picture.
I saw you move the house
I
around.
drew on the GM info layer because I was doing stuff on the GM layer before. And let me go to objects and tokens and draw with green again. So there we go. Outside, another structure on the other side of the bay. That structure is what I've got right there. So just kind of explaining what those pictures are, if that makes sense.
Sure.
All right. With that information, is there anywhere specific Lex and Nyoka want to go?
We're in the area on the other side, right? Away from the structure.
You're in the rubble ways.
And is there houses in the rubble way?
Yes, there are residences. There are residences carved into various parts of these stones.
We're gonna. Nyoka suggests we look at those first. What do you think, Annie?
Yeah, we probably should.
So, what we'll try and do is we'll try and pick the locks, and pick one of the locks, and I guess Brandon will do like whatever roles do, but we're looking to see like, are these native people here, or is this an invading force?
Okay, I should have stopped you earlier. I missed the last word of you said we should look for. So, what did you guys agree to look for?
We're gonna look in the houses.
Okay, you're gonna look in the houses. Are you trying to look in the house of one of the outsiders or of a local? Or
where we're at right now.
Okay, where you're at right now. Cool beans.
And we're gonna pick the locks in there and take a look. And basically, what Nyoka is looking for is he's looking to see, like, does it add up? Right? Is this an invading force? Is this does the residents tell the same story as what's outside? Right? Or is it like, hey, the food is rotting, it looks like it was half prepared, like they got up and run away, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You see,
Alex is gonna start doing that and then get distracted and see if there's any gold hidden anywhere.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you pick
There's some of that too.
I'm not gonna make you pick the lock of the house. The door that's on the front of this entranceway, with a little bit of effort, it is going to open. There would be like a latch or something trying to keep it closed, but for Nyoka, I'm pretty much going to say, if you fail, you're able to find out like what this mechanism is, and it's so hefty that it's not if Nyoka can open it; it's when he opens it.
Lenny's going to do most of the picking, I think, because she's a little bit.
You're really quiet to me, Shelby.
That's because I'm not talking in. Is that better?
Okay, yeah, that's so much better. Can you repeat that last sentence for me? That'll be the last.
Yeah,
you to repeat.
Nyoka would let Annie's character, Lex, do most of that because in his mind she's better at it.
Okay, and same thing for Lex. Like, not going to make you guys roll for it. With the little Jimmy, you get the door open. Stepping into this residency, you are going to. Oh. Actually, let me roll one more die. You are going to see in here there was the remnants of somebody leaving hastily. There is a area on the wall where wooden rods have been driven into the stone. Presumably, some sort of coat rack. There's still a traveler's cloak there, another one on the floor, a couple more garments on the floor, a messy bed. There is the small makings of a kiln into the floor here with clay and a pot on it, and ash of something was burning here. The food that is here, let's see, how long ago? The food that is in here, it smells like it's starting to spoil, as it has been probably cooked and left out for quite some time. Whatever possessions existed in this place seem to have been taken whenever the person left. And that's what you get from an overview. If you want to roll anything in depth, I can go more in depth for you guys. Lex, you're looking for gold?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm just going to use your passive investigation. Whoever left this place didn't bother to leave with their valuables. You find enough coins and tradable goods. You can add, mechanically, you can add 29 gold to your inventory.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna have to give that away. 29, right?
Yeah, that's party gold. Because it ain't 69. No,
Yeah.
wait, I'm sorry. You find 69 gold. 6,000.
Yeah.
900.
Campaign's done, boys. Let's go.
Woohoo! I gotta keep it.
I'm joking.
Rip.
Ioka is impressed.
Nyoka is pleased. Please, Lord Nyoka.
Good.
After we finish that, Nyoka's like, friend Lex, you think we can make it to that other place across the river? See what's up over there?
Do we have a ship?
Oh, it's not across the river. It's across the bay.
Oh.
You can just walk.
Oh, yay! Okay, because I can't swim.
Mm-hmm.
Of course we can. Let's go.
All right. That's. I'm gonna try and do it very stealthily.
Okay.
Not like obvious stealthily, but like, less people notice what we're doing, the better.
Yeah. I do want to give you guys opportunity for role plays, but my mind works logically, so I am going to jump over to your other set of party members, because if they set a tavern on fire, I want you guys timeline wise
to watch that
would be like, maybe we should stop. So let's see what happens with Wilbert and Azure as they go looking for a tavern. And this
on that note, Anaziah burns down the entire village. Kidding.
Yeah, there you guys go. Go find him.
Well, he's going nuts. We'll have to put him down.
At last, I was so hungry. Just kidding.
You again. So how I described these buildings, they're placed where they can. The city seems like an afterthought, and the residency here, who knows why people started settling here. As far as a tavern goes, simply asking around, and one of the or rather, somebody's going to point you towards that huge head that fell near the center of town, where one of the eyes kind of like overlooks towards the lake. Going into the center of the town, carved into the upper area of the head as it's leaning down, you are able to find literally a hole in the wall. It is called the Blue Serpent. People have been gathering here to meet and drink. The first thing you are going to notice is people coming in and out of the town have chosen this place to congregate. Again, you don't notice any of the more traditional or indigenous people that you saw at Misthaven here, but you see lots of those people that have been. Well, actually, Wilbur doesn't. Wilbur does notice these people, but in regards to the people,
I don't have a reference point.
Yeah, exactly. You see lots. You see lots of Wilbur's folks here. People looking for coin and people willing to pay for it.
So, very generally speaking, based on what's been described, it feels like the atmosphere around here is pretty glum or subdued, or there's a lot of negative energy around in this town. Is that
in this town? I would say, yeah, there are equal areas where the city is probably rotting and equal areas where it's probably growing. It is definitely a battle against entropy here.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna slap a hand on Azur's shoulder and you ready to get in trouble?
What kind of trouble?
I don't know, but that's.
Everyone besides Kaya is so chaotic. Oh my god.
I could attempt to cheer them up or whip them into a rage. Which would you prefer?
It just feels like there's a lot of tension around here. Maybe that's just me, but.
So, what's the cure?
Booze.
All right then.
I'm gonna. Well, here's what I'm thinking. I did this trick back in the clutch. I'm gonna go in first. I got some gold here. I'm gonna see if I can't buy around for the house. Get them loosened up a bit. You want to come in maybe 20 minutes later. Wait till everybody's kind of good mood or whatever, and see if we can't get what we're looking for. Sound all right?
Yeah. Anything more specific? I mean, I can be very persuasive when I want to be.
I mean, we're looking for information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just, you're probably better at me knowing what questions to ask, but I guess who those mercenary guys, right?
Right on.
All right. See you in a minute.
Okay. Zero wanders around a while, looking for what he's looking for.
Wilbert's going to stick both of his thumbs in his sash, and kind of swagger his way into the
serpent. Okay.
Into the loose serpent.
As you step into here, you can see there are areas where the rubble in here has been, or rather, this place has been hollowed out. Where the rubble is on the floor, people have brought slabs of wood with an additional couple legs to balance them out and make those tables. There is a counter carved in here, somebody giving drinks. All of the food preparation is happening on barrels, and of what amounts to a kitchen. A kiln has been brought in here where food's being cooked. On the back wall behind the counter, you can see a menu. It says food, what we got, and carved under it is pay what you got. Food and drink, pay what you got.
Or is this a tavern or a soup kitchen?
And and it's worth noting there are plenty of people inside of here, and most of them are drunk. It is probably the most festive place that you've been to so far. I'm actually going to put on more appropriate music.
When you say a lot of people, are we talking 30, 40 people or something like that?
Well, you've had so much space in Zewatekis, and that's uncharacteristic for the rest of the clutch, where everything is shoulder to shoulder. Right. You guys have been walking on a street where you can see down the street, and all in all, there might be 15 people on that entire street that you can see. Whereas when you were in Beechwood Retreat, it was hundreds of people around you.
Right.
So stepping into an area, I think, where there are... I'm going to roll a die and just, see for myself. Yeah, stepping into an area where there are, 14 people, all within a 30 to 40 foot diameter of each other is crowded.
Okay.
This is closer than people would be normally in this region.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sashay my way up to the bar, and is there just one guy there? Or how many people up there? Like bartenders?
Let's see. Working this, it's Happy Guy and let's see. He's probably had more business. He's probably had to hire a couple hands. I'm gonna say it's the innkeep and 4 additional people working on drinks and food.
Okay. All right. He's going to walk up to the bartender and kind of lean on and look out and say, "This your place?"
Let's see. That's a little louder than I want. Let's go with that. Great. He's going to look back and say, "I guess as much as my place as I can. The people who are living here headed out of town. Probably one of the largest houses in Zerotekis. Mounts need feeding. People need drink. You can clear out a space and you can have a bedroll, and if people need sleeping, you can have that too, but don't think you'll get much of that around here."
I understand. I like what you've done with the place. I really do. I've been in a lot of taverns. This is a unique. I like it. It's got character. So, how much you asking for a drink and a hot biscuit?
He's gonna say, "Well, we ain't got much for drink around here. Most of what we get's from Misthaven, but till the trials come, we're stuck to what comes on the roads, and few people choosing to take those these days.
Yeah?
We've been taken to brewing from the fungus in town.
Oh, Jesus.
Ain't that good, but you pour a little bit of honey in it, we call it honey rot.
You don't say.
Can't say it's worth much of a coin. Pay what you can, and probably won't make you vomit.
Well, that's better than some I've had, to be honest. So, look, I heard about these trials, so it looks like folks are, falling head over heels for this stuff.
About what? Oh, the trials.
The trials, yeah. Trials of the Wave or something like that. So, I'm not too familiar with this area, I'll admit. There's a couple guys on the lake just damn near drove crazy looking for some fish or whatever. What all y'all? How does that? Does that actually matter around here, or is that just the clergy working themselves up?
He's gonna say, well, old Leanna, she came to Asifar. Everybody knew she didn't complete a trial. But those who complained about it found themselves disappearing rather quick.
I got you.
To me, if the people are fed up enough or wild enough to go asking for a trial, enough of them make a ruckus. You can't disappear fast enough. I heard she had some ends with some organizations, some people who run stuff in this region. He's gonna shrug and say, "New life's always welcome in Low Lakes."
Yeah, I got you. Well, let's here. I had a pretty good day. How about let's see what I got here. What you got in the pot at the moment?
Well, as far as the food, he's going to gesture towards the kiln they're using to cook the food. He's going to say, you might find the mushrooms are a lot better for eating than they are for brewing. If Wilbur takes a smell, you smell like a very, very good, like mushroomy, garlicky dish being cooked. However, looking over, it looks to be mostly vegetables.
That's fine. Tell you what. How about, since I'm new in town, I want to make a good impression, right? See if you can't whip up around a drink and an extra helping for everybody on the house on me. How's that sound?
I'm gonna roll him a morality die, and he's gonna say, "Oh, well, Mister, these folks are soldiers and bandits. They can eat you out of a coin. You sure about that?"
I'm gonna do one round for the house. That's all. I ain't saying I'm gonna send them all home drunk and full, but I'll do what I can.
All right. He's going to look and start counting, and he's going to say, he's going to say, Allie, get my feasting pot.
Actually, I'll do you one better. I'm going to pull out my jug of alchemy jug. I provide the ale. You provide everybody an extra help or whatever you got in that pot.
Yeah. Well, he's still going to pull out the feasting pot.
Yeah.
It's slightly nicer than the pot he's currently using.
The feasting pot. I need it. I want a feasting pot.
At which point, he's going to transfer the dish over, add some more things to it. You hear him yell out to the tavern. He's going to say, before he does, he's going to say, what's your name, fella?
Wackenby.
He's going to say, food on Wackenby's coin today. Everybody in the Blue Serpent, we're celebrating.
I'm going to pull out the alchemy jug and say, and some beer. Come on up. Bring your cups.
At the mention of beer, most of these people are already very drunk. They're gonna bend their expression of just and then one of them's gonna say, "We only drink that shit to feel a little better. Now that we're gone, ain't no more rot for me." Another one's gonna say, "Yeah, fuck your beer." Damn fungus drink.
It's like, alright, I got milk if y'all prefer.
Wilbur, they think you're gonna feed them more of the fungus brood.
Well, I'm gonna pour myself then, and I'm gonna pour myself some, and it's gonna have that real nice foamy head on it. Alright, suit yourself.
Roll me a performance check for drinking this, of just making it look real good.
I'm a part. I have a 0 in performance, Brendan. Alright, we'll see. Here goes another nat 1, boys. Alright, damn close.
They're gonna look at you and it's he's really drinking that fungus honey like it's he's really drinking that fungus honey like it's water. And a couple people don't believe you. I'm gonna roll a couple people insight checks.
I ain't lying.
People are gonna So out of the 14 people here, they're all going to cheer, at the food and everything, kind of go back to talking amongst each other. One man's gonna walk up to you and he'll take off his hat and say, You brought some stuff from Miss Haven? I'll try it out.
Oh, this ain't from Mist Haven, friend. This is my own personal brew. Here, I'll fill up his glass.
He sniffs it. He downs it. He's gonna swunch that around his mouth. So I ain't had that since I left the clutch.
Right? That's where it comes from. That's where I come from.
Another person's going to call over and say, "You're drunk."
Not yet.
At which point, Wilbert can schmooze and fill the drinks with a couple people before it kind of spreads around. All right. As far as money goes, I'm going to put you on the poor scale as far as like the quality of things this guy's serving up. Although he does do a really good job with the food. Let's see. 0.06 times. All right. All in all, by the time the food is prepared, the inn keeps going to come up and say, "Mr. Wakumbi, sir, I'm not here to make a big profit, but I do gotta order more supplies. Out of all that food cooked up, that's gonna be about a couple ruby pieces if you got them, or if you deal in sea coins, maybe just one."
One coin? No, sir. No, sir. I ain't here to run you out of house. Here, take. You can have 5 of them.
All right.
Hey,
all in all, your meal costs 84 copper pieces. Or your meals for the 14 of you cost 84 copper. But,
okay.
yeah, he'll take 4 gold coins and still 5 coins.
Yeah.
And it's I can order something from the next caravan with this. I don't have to pay people to go out and gather.
No, fair fortune's with you, my friend.
Yeah, he'll kick his feet. And this is going to last for, about 20 minutes. And at the 20-minute mark, does Azure do as he was told and come in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
He'll head on in.
Yeah, Azure is going to be accompanied
with a flourish.
The same scene. That gut-rotting smell of the honey rot is taking over the tavern, but it's also mixed with that great smell of like those garlic mushrooms that people are eating out of bowls. You see a pretty celebratory. No, wait, that's not the word I want. At people celebrating, a pretty happy scene.
All right, he'll take them all in. Kind of guess which table has the most people, and head over that way.
Okay. Let's see. I'll roll you a d6. You're going to head to a table with 5 people, sitting down and taking the 6th seat. It's a long cut of wood with the multiple beams underneath it to stabilize it, leaned on a stalagmite of this rubble that's been carved away. Not a natural stalagmite, by the way, just like it's a cropping of stone.
Okay. You said there were 6 there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you are the 6th person.
Okay. As I approach, you said?
Yeah, you're able to sit down. I just needed to make checks for them. And it's worth noting, Azure is very pale, isn't he?
Oh yes.
Okay. Somebody's going to comment on that as you sit down. And he's, actually I'll roll evens, male, odds, female. Evens. He's going to brush a hand against your shoulder, just jokingly pushing you away and say, Vale is one of those darkkin.
Oh yes. Much like the Earth. Have you been underground?
He's going to say, no, darkkin, like the darkened veil, the deady ones.
Oh, have you not met one before?
Another person at the table is going to say, met one. Everybody in town's running from one.
Oh, do tell. This sounds interesting. He leans back.
He's, one of them's going to look up and say, what rock are you hiding under?
Oh, I've just arrived. I'm a storyteller.
Oh. At which point, the table is going to get somber and sober up just a little bit. One of the people at the table is going to say, well, the Asatar made some deals and quite a lot of folk came into town. Not all of them savory. They say you can hear her howling in the night before she comes for you. Terai, a pretty damn weird one, must have slipped in to the town with whatever influx came. They got the wrong one of these bandits and slipped out of town. But the bandit, she was vengeful, and she rose that night. And they say now all she can do is steal the lives of others. Nobody been able to catch her. Takes about 3 or 4 people down each night. That said, you just sleep with the sword next to you, and when you hear her coming, you try your best. A couple people got away.
You said so. Are any of them here? He looks around.
He's going to shake his head and say, Ernie, no. No. Terrence, no. Nah. They were lucky enough to get away with their lives. They left. Shield Hand's people been buying supplies from the town, and things got unstable. That's when we got all these damn mercs here.
Oh, are they all working for the Shield Hand?
He's gonna nod and say, if we don't get fish from the lake or supplies from Misthaven, they don't get anything shipped to their camps either.
Oh, sounds like they're a real burden on you people.
He's gonna nod and say, you try juggling displaced Kyans, bandits, Terai, mercenaries and soldiers all in one town. Burden ain't the half of it. If
I
you
see
find
your
a place
point.
to stand in the storm, you stand. If you find a place to drink, he slaps the table and says,
Oh,
"You
yeah.
drink."
A drink. I call out to wherever Wilbur is.
Yeah. Drink.
Yes, my friend. Come join us.
I'll go ahead over to the table. Kind of lean back in the chair. What's good? Y'all look a little somber. Everything okay?
He was just telling me about how the people of the Shield Hand are here and causing trouble and Terrai and everything else.
You don't say.
Beating
Well,
people every night.
Eating people?
Something like that.
That's no way to live.
The man who was speaking is going to say, "I don't think she's doing much living anymore."
I'm talking about y'all. Well, all these soldiers in town they're not doing anything about it?
He's going to say, "Oh, they're trying. They're trying to get the town at least a little bit stabilized. But the ascendancy trials going on, that's making things a little bit more difficult. Supplies are harder to get than decent drinks here."
We have that right here. Pour, my friend, pour.
Yeah, I'll top them off.
Sir will drink some himself. Wake up, you're sleeping.
Yeah, I'm going to mute you, Havoc, and I'll unmute you later. That way you don't have to snore into the thing. Just type whenever you wake up. Well, you can't hear me. I'll send him a message. We're about to finish up for the night anyways, so you guys can continue, and then we'll finish up here, likely.
So who's in charge of trying to help the town to be stable here among those soldier people?
All good, my friend. All good. He's going to say, we are ourselves. We don't live too far out of the region, but
lanes have been shut down, and
we're part of the Tydethal's forces. Something went a little bit wrong when what should have been a simple open and snatch operation got a little bit more complicated. As for who's in charge, if they're still alive, I don't know. The Gallons Abbey across the way, though, they've been able to maintain their walls. They don't let people much in or out anymore.
Oh, so none of them have died in these attacks at night?
He shrugs and says, "It's supposed to be a place of healing and helping. They got Rycrafters there, but don't see much good that they're doing here."
Very interesting.
If I was you, I'd take what I can get while I'm here. Move out like the wind.
Well, that is unfortunate to hear. But
well, given opportunity, we may do better than that.
I'm gonna kind of look at him. Well, we're just kind of moving through. But if we we see anything to help y'all out, we'll do what we can.
Yes, as chance gives us.
He's going to speak up and say, "Well, I'll be out of this backwater town as soon as I can myself. So ain't nothing to worry about there, friends. Nothing to worry about."
That's quite the voice you have there. Have you ever tried singing? You could have a competition right here and now.
Fancy myself something much of a performer.
Get everyone involved.
All right, and he's going to.
I can use my what you call it. Big enhancement to my charisma.
He's going to stand up and go, "Oh," and
he doesn't need much convincing. He's on it.
Begin singing. His song doesn't make much sense. He stumbles and restarts each verse a couple times over before he finally gets it right. We are a little bit over time, though. How do you guys feel about ending there for the night?
Yeah, I just try to give them an impromptu stage and kind of make like an open mic kind of scene for them to.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Make some noise. That's about it.
All right. So I'll make notes. I gotta come back to Nyoka, Brom, Kayeth, and Anaziah. I'm glad we're ending there because I don't marketplace. That's where Anaziah, Kayeth, and Brom were going. Marketplace.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. You guys did not engage with the trial of waves at all tonight. You're just like, no, get me out of the
No thanks.
trial.
I mean,
I tried. I apologize for falling asleep, guys.
That's fine. We dragged a little bit there at the end, but pretty much 8:30 we were pretty much done. That's the time I tell you guys that like we're 8:30 my time, 10:30 Central. Let's see. So, information. Storm giants are involved in whatever is going on inside of the low lakes. You guys know already storm giants are causing some problems in some other regions, as Anarelis told you. The Shield Hand officially has a presence in Zewatekis. You guys were able to confirm that. It was speculation before. There was a strange Terai person that killed somebody, and now that bandit has gone on a vengeful, has been delivered into unlife and has gone on a vengeful killing spree that is terrorizing Zewatekis.
So basically, the Terai created something of the bandit, and the bandit's the one that's been terrorizing, not the Terai itself.
Yeah, they said the Terai left, and the bandit has been in town killing people every night.
Okay.
The only thing she steals now are lives. Was there anything else major tonight? Ooh, I'm gonna give minor inspiration for decent roleplay when engaging with your visions for Lex, Azure, and Brom.
Yay!
Oh, I think that is it. I'm willing to grant inspiration for anything else major that happened, but I'm just thinking that thinking that's everything that happened. All right, so I'm gonna say tonight 900, 1,000. Actually, I'm gonna move you guys up to 400 for your threshold for events. I'm gonna say 1,200, 1,600 experience for, 1,400 experience for tonight. And it is
Nice.
officially, it's going to be officially morning of the 28th on the time that this is happening in session, because I never said it. Your guys' next session is going to be on the 27th. I believe that date is good for me. If anything comes up, let me know.
Gotcha.
Alrighty.
I'm not going to give out inspiration tonight. I feel like it was just generally good roleplay all around, and that's where I gave the extra experience for. All right, and let's go to the end card. Thank you, everybody.